Inside the Barriers, brought to you by Bet Deluxe. Serious betting for serious punters.
Hello and welcome to Autumn Racing Action inside the Barriers for Bet Deluxe. Great to have you and a happy 2022. To the guru, the form man. G'day, Paul. Good to be back.
It's very good to be back, BM. Blue Diamond Day this weekend, one of my favourite days, and some big Group 1s over there up in Sydney as well. A little bit of wet weather, but looking forward to doing it all again for the punters at betdeluxe.com.au, and make sure you log into your Bet Deluxe accounts as well to check out all our big specials this weekend and across the autumn racing carnival, BM.
All right, the babies step out, the previews, the preludes, all the semi-finals have all been done. This is the one for the fillies and the colts and this beauty, the Blue Diamond Stakes. It's been a great race, What's the market doing?
Yeah, at the moment, Jacquinot, this colt for Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. is the favourite with Bet Deluxe at $5. Lofty Strike for Julius Sandu. This horse just keeps stepping up every time Julius Sandu sends his horse out. And at the moment, Revolutionary Miss is the filly down the bottom there. Obviously, she's got the weight advantage over the boys too. She's a $7 elect. A smart win in the prelude as well, last start as well. But I'm going to be with Jacquinot in this race. The middle to wide barrier is ideal for him. We saw him miss the start in the prelude, and he was, sort of 2-3 lengths behind them. Was trying to figure his way out through his opposition, poking his nose through, and the race didn't rate amazingly high, but I think he's got a stack of improvement to come from a fitness perspective, and I think the middle barrier, he's just going to be out there in free air, not being held up, and I think he's the one to beat.
Yeah, I think that's right, and the high speed, it'll come. The girls and the boys, they'll be charging, and it looks as though it'll sort of set up for things like Lofty Strike, big white baldy face, has ridden on the speed and won, but the last up was terrific. Yeah. It was emphatic. I'm with you. I think it's Jacquinot and Lofty Strike, both late charge.
Yeah, I think those two are the ones, and I think maybe the one you want to look for potentially up on the speed is Dormier. Gets the blinkers first time as well, barrier 5, and we know how good the Freedman camp is at getting their colts up for these grand finals too. So if I was going to go for the punters pick, BM, in the Blue Diamond as well, so make sure you're chucking your punters picks down on the Facebook comment section to go into the prize to win that Dan Murphy gift voucher. I'm going with Jacquinot, Lofty Strike and Dormier in the punters pick trifecta this week.
All right, mine's 2-6-14. 2-6-14 for me. Yep. Great race. Should be a beauty. Oakley Plate, you talk about them flying. They'll be going like last week's wages.
They will be indeed. They go like the clappers, as they say in the Oakley Plate. Marabi, this $2.70 favourite for Kira Ma, Dave Eustace, an unbeaten horse, star sprinter, coming up through the ranks. I just think maybe this Group 1 might be a little bit too soon. Look, she's going to be right up there on the pace, probably leading them throughout, but I think there's going to be a lot of pressure from out wide, in the middle as well. I think she's going to be taken on in the lead. The horse that's going to get the beautiful running behind them is Wild Ruler, barrier 6.
He just sits off the action, doesn't he? Yeah.
Gets PR, gets absolute PR, and $7.50, $2.50 the place each way of the day, I think.
I think the 54 with Marabai is appealing. Even if there's a charge for the lead, from barrier 2, wouldn't you give the lead away? Third fence?
I think so.
If the fence is all right.
Purely too as well, because she's never raced in a Group 1 before as well.
But she's earned a spot.
Absolutely. My only knock is, the two knocks are the price and the fact that it might come a little bit too early. And she's been placed to perfection. Last start she got those sort of 7 furlong horses and those mile horses that she just outsped at Moonee Valley. So this is a big test for her, but I'll be with Wild Ruler each way.
Okay, the third of the Group 1's time-honoured, won by Farlap. I wasn't there, but won by Farlap on a heavy track, I might add. Started Tucson back in 1931, and it was 90 years ago this week. Farlap won the Futurity.
Yeah, big race for big stars, isn't it?
Can't find Farlap this year, but what about I'm Thunderstruck? Is he the closest to Farlap?
I think so, yeah. I think him and Tofane are going to battle out favouritism. Tofane's at $2.90 and I'm Thunderstruck at around about that $3.50 quote. I'm Thunderstruck last start in that Group 1 just got dragged back all the way and was hitting the line beautifully later. I think, look, he stays at the distance, which is a little bit of a query, but I think he's going to settle much closer. He'll be much fitter for the run. He SP'd shorter than Tofane when they went head-to-head last start. I know Tofane had all the favours up front. He may do again. She may do again as well, but there's a little bit of pressure from Tarath. So I reckon if Tarath can
sets it up, doesn't it?
Correct. Yeah, I think I'm Thunderstruck can just sort of burn home down the outside as well. John McNeil sticks, so He's going to be my best of the weekend. I'm thunderstruck at $3.50.
Yeah, and he's going to the All-Star Mile. It's a nice little pick-up if you can do it. It's a Group 1, but here's a gelding. Small number in the field size, less than double figures, drawn out, a couple off the outside gate. That's a perfect fit for him because quite often his pattern is to get back and traffic.
Exactly.
He won't get this.
Exactly right. And his late closing sectionals are phenomenal as well. I think the only little query is whether or not John McNeil tries to come through him or he sort of hooks round towards the outside. So that'll be left to here. But we saw, what he did in the Toorak Handicap last year, just shouldered him out because he had a lap full of horse under him. I think that's what's going to happen this weekend.
And he's a happy man. He got married a week ago too, young Jai.
He's got to pay the bills now as well, so he's got to be riding winners.
A little one on the ground already. Don't know how that happens. Hey, what about Sydney? Heavy 8 at the moment, Rail True. I've got a vested interest in this day. Come back to that in a minute. It's a Chipping Norton. We've got the star mare, Very Elegant, who may get to Royal Ascot, may get to something like the Arc de Triomphe, but she's got to deal with this. What did you make of her first up?
She was just there to look around, wasn't she? I think, I mean, look, they're all there to win, but I don't think she was there. She wasn't wound up.
Still getting her head up and just, not looking comfortable. But
down on the inside.
I like late in the race.
Yeah. Down on the inside as well. It was quicksand down there at that track as well. So, look, she's the favourite at the moment at $3. Colette at $4.20. Think it over. This horse for Kerry Parker's just stable stuff. Flying. Going well. And every time Nash gets on board, it grows an extra leg.
Yeah, but couldn't he, if he's going to sit on the pace, couldn't he just get that break on Very Elegant to get him home? Like he's at peak time of his career.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to sort of maybe having something each way him.
Yeah.
Thinking the Very Elegant will be charging late.
Yeah, I think that could be the way. If you're looking from a map perspective, think it over. Clearly, maps better. But I think the extra 200 metres for Very Elegant, plus the wet track too, and I think she'll sort of hook towards the outside, hopefully from that middle barrier. And I don't think she's going to be in the worst part of the track, so to speak. So she's my play in the race if I was going to have a play, BM.
Surround Stakes, Group 1 for the fillies.
Massive one, this one too. So at the moment, look, Espiona, I know she was beaten last start.
What did you make of that, Paul?
Tough run. I think it was a tough run, and I think she's got a stack of improvement to come from a fitness perspective as well. Look, she did get run down by the stablemate Fangirl, who's a $4.
Who just hung onto a tail all the way.
Had PR, absolute PR. But there is one at long odds, and we know what Chris Waller's like getting these stablemates up at long odds, BM. Hinged. Brent Navdala back in the saddle. He had a winner earlier this week since he's come back from his injury too. So that's a feel-good story there. Handles the wet track. Look, maybe being down on the inside might not be ideal, but look, at $26 the win and $6 a place, you could do worse than have an each-way peanut on Hinge. So she's going to be my each-way play in the race if I was steering away from the favourite Espiona.
I'm going to put my owner's hat on.
You love doing that, don't you?
Yeah, our syndicates have got a good few horses with OTI. But a mate and I have got a share. We just two of us share the share, and it's a filly called Lady Laguna. Now she's trained by the Queen of the Turf, Annabelle Neasham, new Queen. She won first up at Doomben, surprised. Came back to Sydney on a heavy 10, walked in. A little break, didn't get a trial. Came back at Randwick recently, sat 3 wide, got nosed out right on the post. Winkers went on 2 Mondays ago in a trial at Warwick Farm. Airborne. Huey Road, excited. Huey stays on. Wet track already. Go with her. She's out of the slipper.
Second favourite at the moment for that race there. Coolangatta's the favourite, but there is a little bit of a query with the wet track.
Bring it on, Coolangatta. Bring it on.
So are you guys going to go to the front with this filly or?
Can't divulge.
Okay.
Can't divulge.
But just back
Inside trading.
We'll just back her.
The ground's going to be right for her, and if she can win this, she's eligible for $1 million bonus into the Golden Slipper.
So you can buy the studio if that happens.
Well, mate, I'm changing postcodes. I've run the real estate. No, look, stay with this girl. She's about $4.50. Lady Laguna and the Sweet Embrace.
She be your best of the week?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I love it. Fantastic. I'm going to stick with the OTI colours as well as my best of the weekend. I'm Thunderstruck at Caulfield. Think it'll win the Futurity as well. And again, don't forget to leave your punter's pick for the Blue Diamond trifecta as well. I'll go back over mine. I'm 6 2-3. So Jacquinot, Lofty Strike and Dormier BM.
2-6-14.
Beautiful. So looking forward to a big weekend of Group 1 racing here at Bet Deluxe. Looking forward to it, BM.
And all the tips?
Yeah, all the tips at tips.betdeluxe.com.au. Check out my handiwork. They'll all go up on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. So be around those as well.
The man who never sleeps.
Thanks very much, BM. Looking forward to it.
The son of Gino, the champion. There it is, inside the barriers. Great to be with you again for Bet Deluxe. Serious betting for serious punters. Gamble responsibly.
Inside the Barriers. Brought to you by Bet Deluxe. Serious betting for serious punters.